I've never heard
my
the
aunt's
story.
boyfriend, we're in Manasquan. Everyone was going to the beach. They were going really early, and I was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just wanted to sleep, and everyone was like, I could hear their voices like making fun of me for like sleeping in and whatever. But I was just sleeping, and then Kevin he goes, I know what I got something cooked, and then he just vacuumed me, like he vacuumed my body to wake me up, and I flipped out. I yelled at everybody.
Why?
Why did I yell at everybody?
Yeah.
He tried to vacuum me like I was the carpet.
Yeah, that's all right.
No.
Why?
No, it made me. I was very uncomfortable.
Well, you were uncomfortable with it. I've been vacuumed before.
You have?
You ever been vacuumed?
Your sleeping body has been vacuumed before?
I'll say this, and I'm going to bend a little on this.
By a guy like cackling, laughing. I felt like such a.
Well, yes, all of that except I wasn't sleeping.
Mm.
I was on the laying on my stomach on the vacuum, and George was like, "You don't want to get up?" He vacuumed it on me.
Yeah, but you know what? George is family. Even though he's stepfather, he's still
this
family.
was some
Kevin,
guy.
that's some guy
This was
coming
some guy,
in.
and everybody was like laughing.
Yeah, no, that's
They're laughing at you.
Yeah,
Well, the
everybody
reason
was
this
laughing.
the reason this came up is because me and so Anthony's got a podcast at 1:30. He's got to record with somebody today. I was stern. You know, I'm anal about scheduling. I got problems in my brain.
Sure.
So I was a little like, what? No. You know, because I freak out.
Yeah.
And then he got mad. Then we had heat.
Oh, was there heat?
Not really.
Not
We were
really,
we're both just grumps. Usually he's a good-natured fellow, but when my grumpiness comes against in a time when you're not
and I'm
up
gonna
for
grump.
it.
Well, he's lackadaisical, and you're rigid.
Well, it's not so much that I'm rigid because I'm very easygoing.
Yeah.
But I do have these certain mental problems.
Plan.
Where it's like in my head it gets like 1/3. No. Now he thinks that other guy's podcast is more important than our podcast. You know, like crazy.
Yeah,
It's like people are yelling in my brain.
Right,
you know,
right,
and it's
right.
You got to think of puppy dogs.
Is that what the therapist did? Puppy dogs?
I don't know. He said my whole. You know what he said.
Yeah,
He
but
said my
you
whole system of living's wrong. And then I called the insurance today. They don't cover it. This guy's charging 200 smackaroos.
What?
A session. I don't know how often I can go back. I just got to go till I'm out of money.
Once a year.
That's what I say. I say. My brother said.
Oh.
I told my brother how great therapy is. He said, "When are you going back?" I said, "Why would I go back? It's done. I'm fixed."
Yeah. I'll have this, though. Talk to them. They might do sliding scale for people without insurance.
He doesn't do sliding scale. This
That's 'cause
guy.
he's good. That's why.
Well, he is good. This guy is one of the premier guys on. You know, he's the first thing that came up when I Googled.
First
How
name.
do you know when a guy's good? The number
I
of
don't
books
know.
he's got?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. That's why the best
Yeah, how do you know?
the best therapist in the world is this guy that just sets up shop in the left wing of the New York Public Library. And you go in there, this guy's got every book in the world.
Yeah, I would imagine, I don't know, couch comfiness. How do you know?
You know, I'll tell you this.
None of those things. Couch or comfiness are going to tell you how good a therapist is. I have a comfy couch.
Yeah, but they don't have like magazines, or they don't have like, this guy's an up and coming.
Yeah, they do.
They do? They have therapy magazines?
They have Yelp.
Sure. Well, you can. There is ratings. I don't know. You got to go by feel. But the one thing I'll tell you about the New York Public Library, while we're on the subject, horseshit. Okay, horseshit. Now you may have seen it in such film hits as Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, right. It's in Ghostbusters. That's the
Oh,
building
yeah.
with the lions in front of it.
The
But you go
opening
in there.
scene.
You go in there.
I said, oh yeah.
You think you're going to browse. You're used to how libraries work.
Yeah.
You think you can browse the books. That's not how they're fucking running it.
What?
No, it's crazy. They've got too many books. They think they're too special. You got to give them a card, and they get the book for you. Well, that's not how I go about
No, me
libraries.
neither. No.
I got to look around. I don't know what
You
I want.
snoop.
Yeah, you
open a few up.
Some people call it browsing. You call it snooping.
Yeah, snoop.
Yeah, you open a few, look at a few words.
You know who I used to...
Cover. Look at the cover.
You know who I used to... one time, my computer broke in Cleveland for about a couple of weeks, so I used to go to the Cleveland Heights Public Library and use the computer. You know who was always on the computer there?
LeBron James.
No, that would be the best. Harvey Picar. You know that
baseball player?
No.
Oh, the American
comic book artist,
something or other.
Remember Splendor.
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah,
personally.
Harvey Picar was always there, just sort of browsing the web.
Good for him. Can't buy a computer on his comic book money.
No, he just hangs out at the public library. Looks like a weirdo.
Yeah. I got an idea.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to get into this before we get into anything, before we even introduce the
I
episode.
think I had another thought.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Forget it.
I didn't even have a comma there.
Did we start?
No. I got to ask him about this vacuum thing.
Okay, but are we recording?
We've been recording since the beginning of the vacuum story.
Jesus Christ. That's sometimes we don't know we're recording, and that's when you, the audience, finds out that the Rad Dudecast is absolutely. There's no difference between the podcast and just what happens when the three of us are together. It's the same thing.
Yep.
We just chat. Yeah. We do characters. We do the whole thing.
Yeah.
But before you, so remember, you're going to ask Anthony about the vacuum real quick. Welcome to episode 81. 81 episodes of the world famous Rad Dudecast. This will drop Tuesday, April 21st. Okay, that's a week from today. We're actually recording.
Well, they'll know that because they'll be
Tuesday
listening
the 14th.
to it.
Right. So, yeah, but I'm telling you guys because,
thanks.
the time-space issue has been a problem. So Tuesday, April 21st, this will drop. We are a listener-supported podcast. Please do us a favor. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, you got to subscribe. Share it on social media. You can follow us on Twitter at the Rad Dudecast.
But I just want to let them know this. To that, you're hearing him say it, right? We're not just talking to nobody.
Yeah.
We're talking to you.
We're talking to you. That's what I've been saying.
This isn't just a thing we're saying. You listening to this. You, yes. Fucking subscribe or share it.
Right.
What are you doing?
This is great.
Yeah,
this is
No,
what I've
because
been
they don't
waiting
realize.
for.
They just think, they're talking to
It's
everybody else.
airspace. Yeah.
No, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
And I'll second that. This is what I'll tell you right now, right to your little squirrel face. Okay, if you're listening to this and you're not, and you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to subscribe, but I'll listen. No, turn it the fuck off.
Turn it off.
This is for subscribers only.
I don't want to hear from you.
This is for the subscribed.
Yeah. Why don't we do a bunch for different types of people? You know what I mean? We do one for a white person, one for a black person, one for a man, one for a woman.
I mean, yeah.
What?
But
I don't know
people are
how
the
this.
same.
Yeah, I don't know how this.
People are
Look,
just skin
well,
color.
I'm gonna try one.
All right.
All right. Look, white guy, in your car.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You know, you're
Oh.
white, and you're driving in a car, and we're talking to you. It's pretty good.
Your hair is parted. I like it.
Yeah.
Can I say? This is why I wasn't on board at first.
Yeah.
Because I thought clearly you meant, why don't we do one podcast for each type of person?
Oh, I didn't think that.
And that was crazy. But you meant let's do one.
Yeah, I meant one
yeah.
call out.
Okay,
One
hey.
round, whatever that.
Hey there. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You Filipino who works at the GameStop. You gotta subscribe. You gotta subscribe because you're back there. You're stocking the games. And you need the Rad Dudecast.
And stop pushing for pre-orders. If I want to get it, I'll get it. Fucking pre-order me. You're not even giving me exclusive content.
Yeah.
It's horse shit.
This is
This guy's
horseshit.
pissing me off.
If you want Greg to pre-order, and I'm still talking to you,
Yeah.
then you know what? Fucking offer some exclusive content. He's not a monster. He's open to the idea of a pre-order, but not just for the fucking thrill of a pre-order.
No.
Offer a bonus.
Sufficient DLC, my friend. Downloadable content.
Downloadable content. Okay, are there bonus features? No. Well, then I'm not going to pre-order. He said it.
I'm not going to say it again. I'll say it again. I'll say it as many fucking times as I have to say it. Quit with the pre-orders! That being said, this next one is for Leslie.
Well,
Yeah.
before you get into Leslie, that being said, how many pre-orders are you currently signed up for? Because
Everything that's coming out.
See,
they
that's
got
the
me
thing.
pre-ordered.
Yeah,
He's
so
so
you're-
anti-pre-order, but he's
But you're on
booked-
the market for
he's
all of
booked.
them.
Yeah.
Because I can't say no.
Yeah, you
The
could.
guy's like $3. Give me $3 and I'll pre-order the Labyrinth gem for you or some
Are you even actually getting the games? Or
No,
you're
I
just
just
doing a bunch
lose
of
some money.
pre-orders? You're just losing money. You're not even getting them.
I got $2
Yeah, a bunch of
saved on Super
pre-orders
Mario
cooking.
2 that I never picked up.
Oh boy.
Fucking people with the
Oh
pre-orders.
boy. Now Leslie, what do you got for Leslie?
Leslie,
Yeah.
all right, with your blonde hair and your ambiguous look, get out of the wheels behind your Passat. I'm sick of it. And subscribe. Subscribe before you eat. Put the sandwich down, Leslie.
We get it, Leslie. You're on your way to visit your dad in the hospital. We've heard it.
Yeah.
He's not going to notice. He's in a coma.
He's been in a coma.
You know, it's great. We have so many listeners that these things are bound to be true.
Bound
Something's
to be true.
gotta hit.
Because there's infinite amounts of people who listen to this podcast.
Infinite.
So we're definitely hitting that one person.
Yeah.
That's what I think happens. That's why sometimes I look at our downloads and it's not as ideal as I'd like. It's because the computer is flummoxed by the fact that we have
Too many.
infinite downloads.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
servers crash and it says, just throw up,
7.
Just tell them they got 64 listens. But it's like, yeah, you mean infinite.
Infinite. Yeah, so that's cool. Also, I want to finish this thing. I just don't understand why you're traumatized by vacuum cleaners.
Well, I don't know. He tried to vacuum me. It really upset me.
So now you can't wake up forever for the rest of your life.
No, that's nothing to do with that.
Oh, that's what I thought it had to do with.
No, I think I get freaked out because there were.
Are you like a cat when the vacuum goes on? You have to run it under the
no,
couch?
I don't have any problems with vacuum cleaners in general. Just I think when I'm sleeping and there's a lot of people, like there's a lot of noise like around me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I think I immediately think they're talking about me and they're all making fun of me, and then I'm gonna get vacuumed.
This is a psychotic thing.
No, because I did wake up today, and I was I was sort of freaked out for a little bit, and I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe it's that.
Do you want to do some immersion therapy?
No. I have no problems with vacuum cleaners.
Keep talking, guys. I have to just check. This is a very important text message. Let me just read it. I text Andy. I got to tape that.
What is immersion therapy? That's like water?
No. Well, if you were afraid of water, it'd be water.
Oh.
Immersion therapy means here, I'll do the immersion therapy on you.
Okay.
So pretend you're asleep.
I'm asleep.
Greg, how's a vacuum sound? Okay.
Stop it.
I'm vacuuming. You're being vacuumed. Now feel it. Feel it. Don't be afraid.
I'm trying.
I've never seen Brendan be so physical in my life.
I'm vacuuming him.
He's almost kissing you.
Now I'm going to vacuum his face.
I've never seen this.
Go
the wires.
Please get away from me.
Oh, well, that was immersion therapy. He failed.
Yeah. Let me ask you this.
What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to say, okay.
Healed.
Okay, I'm being vacuumed. Take a deep breath.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I mean,
I think that's pretty good. I think that'll probably work.
Yeah, definitely.
Try another round at some point.
Yeah, at some point. I'm out of breath for round 1, but at some point.
Now, let me say this. Two of you are two guys who I would say are very anti being touched. Right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
You're not very affectionate.
I'm not.
Let's get you guys touching.
But I am affectionate.
Are you?
Yeah.
You've never shaken my hand in my life.
When I have a girlfriend, I'm very affectionate with my girlfriend.
How are you?
Sometimes this is what my theory is, and it could be very wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing is, me and my brother both do this. We develop theories based on nothing. We develop theories about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother, this is a real cuckoo clock theory he tried to tell me the other day.
Cuckoo clock.
He said that the vitamin D in sunlight that can improve your mood. He said he's got a theory that it doesn't go through glass. So he's got to stop wearing his glasses because it's affecting his mood. Because
I love this.
But then he said, but I don't know if the science is firm because I'm not sure how much of the sunlight happiness comes through your eyes. And then I said, this is the ramblings of a lunatic.
Yeah.
What you're telling me right now.
No vitamin D doesn't get through glass?
But we both do this, and I have a theory about myself is that I think I'm very mildly, very, very mildly on the Asperger's autism spectrum.
Really?
Because, and I'll tell you why, because I do have traits that those diagnoses carry in that I'm very sensitive to loud noises. Yeah. See, I don't like that. Just was very unpleasant.
It was unpleasant for me too.
And that kind of thing is like
very pleasant over
here. If I'm in a restaurant and everyone's talking,
yeah.
I have very little ability to not listen to everything that's going on. It freaks me out. I start getting overwhelmed and mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with the touching. I do not like to be touched.
I know that.
I do not like, and it's different. If I go in for a hug and we hug, that's fine. But sometimes if I'm just standing there and it's one of these guys who just starts putting his arm around me, it incenses me.
Yeah.
Like it feels I get very uncomfortable and angry and weird. And so I think those seem to be traits of somewhere on the spectrum. Now I could be wrong. That could just be a coincidence that I have these.
Yeah.
feelings that are also.
It's pretty understandable, I think, with what you're saying. You might have it because I would say for other reasons. Just kidding.
No, that's true. That could be true.
No, I actually don't know necessarily. Asperger's always bothers me because I don't understand what it is. People say it's like, I don't know what it means. But
you walk on your tippy toes.
Yeah, I've seen people with Asperger's. They're just insensitive. You're not insensitive.
No. That's why that's the part of it that I don't have. I do have empathy, and I'm very keen. I'm very sensitive, hypersensitive, almost to people's reactions, which that's something.
Yeah.
They're unable to read emotions in other people.
Yeah.
To some degree. Now, listen. If you're out there listening, let me just make it clear: I'm not an MD.
The sunlight thing is.
I love that.
I wonder if you
theory.
record the sun with your iPhone and then I show you the sun, does it still blind your eyes?
No.
Why?
Because then it's no longer you're no longer dealing with the light of the sun. You're dealing with whatever the most powerful light that can come onto your iPhone is.
I mean,
that's
the
also
smartest.
going through
actually,
glass.
that's actually super. That's really, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually makes more sense than I thought. I was going to come up with something very philosophical and deep on how it was the same, but no. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough power.
Well, Greg.
Now I'm annoyed.
Yesterday we got in a chat because I was I was a little bit down in the dumps, as was Greg, and Greg has this interesting observation, and let me see if I can paraphrase it, and you jump in and correct me when I'm wrong. That a whale.
Oh yeah.
Flying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. A whale. So a whale must assume that it can fly.
Right.
Yeah.
And I told him until it gets out of water, and then it's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Sure.
But I told him it reminded me of that old parable, which is, I think, great. It's a little different from what Greg said, but basically Greg independently arrived at what's like recognized as one of the all-time great parables, which is like, so an older fish swims by two younger fish.
Okay.
And the older fish says, "How's the water, fellas?" And the older fish keeps going, and once he's out of the way, one younger fish turns to the other younger fish and goes, "What the fuck is water?"
Yeah.
And the point of that parable is like, what your environment, what seems normal to you,
Sure.
is what you've been surrounded by. It may not necessarily be what's normal. It may not be, I think.
I went a little deeper into this too. Now imagine this, Anthony. Right, you're a whale. You're swimming. You're flying around like a bird. Or how about this? How about you're a bird and you're flying, and you're like, I have the ability. I have the ability to fly, right? But then you're a bird, then you go in the water, and all of a sudden your ability to fly is taken away.
Right.
Same thing. So hang on. So imagine you're a dolphin, right? How fucked is God on this? Okay, stop. I can't. I mean, this isn't.
You're making me animals. I thought
No. I'm not doing that. I could be. I'm not as angry as I sound about this thing. I can't get through the story because I get very distracted.
Okay, go ahead.
That's actually pretty good. You can't hear that in the headphones with that noise. That sounds.
Is that a very comforting noise?
It is a very comforting noise. How fucked up is God that he made a dolphin stuck in the water, but has to breathe air, so he can't even do anything. So they got to go. They got to get up to air.
Right.
That's so silly.
But it works out.
Yeah, it works out because it has to. Because the dolphin is not one to complain. But truthfully, a dolphin should be able to breathe water.
That's funny. The complaining just like,
Oh, back up.
God, not this again.
Yeah.
I gotta go up to the
It's
air.
crazy. Why wouldn't they put what I can breathe where I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, at least give me legs.
Right.
I'll get out and walk around.
Or like a long tube,
I got a question. Here's for Brendan because he's smart.
like a straw.
How come if a dolphin gets on the land, he dies when he has to breathe air?
That is a great question. They may have to move to respirate. They may dry out.
Yeah, I think it's something about the moisture. They have to be wet.
Yeah,
But I don't get that. Why do you got to be
I
wet?
don't quite get it. Yeah, that's
Because they
interesting.
thirsty, dog. Because they thirsty.
Let me just look that up. You guys chat it because this is
Yeah.
one of life's all-time great mysteries.
This is so silly that if you're a god designing shit and you're
Yeah.
like, I'll do this dolphin. He breathes air. He's got to stay in the water, so he could never even go too far down in the water
I get it.
because he's got to be at the top.
Yeah, well, I don't
It's
know what
annoying.
he was thinking with that one.
That's like if we had to breathe space.
Right.
So we got to hang out at the stratosphere all the time.
Right. We gotta go back. Well, I mean, we
drink water.
We need water to live, but it's not the capacity of dolphins. I don't know how often dolphins need air.
You think it's just as much as we need water?
I don't think so. I think it's probably more.
You probably not can't
'Cause
go
what
2
we
days.
can go 2 days without water or something like that, right?
45 days. without
45.
food.
Really?
Maybe.
No, I think it's 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe 5 and 5.
So, I don't know how long dolphins can go without. What's the story with that though? But what if I'm eating other meals and drinking soda and stuff like that? Then can I go without water? I could probably go without water.
Yeah. Well, there's water in soda. And I think
Right,
There's water,
right,
in,
right,
there's
right.
water in a good sandwich.
Right.
I don't know where you're shopping.
But I bet dolphins it's shorter. I think it's shorter.
An hour.
An hour. Something
Maybe
like
like
that.
an hour.
Maybe it does. I don't know.
But they're holding their breath their whole life.
It sucks.
The whole life. I can't talk. I'm holding my breath.
That's what I always think is crazy too about the ocean, is that you're moving the whole time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know technically we are too, but that's a really slow pace. We're not really
We're not
exerting
moving.
energy. We're
Oh, yeah,
sleeping.
yeah.
Like they're just always going,
Yeah, cooking around.
just cooking around. I don't know if they stop. They got cubby holes or reefs or whatever that they could sleep in.
Yeah.
But I think they just keep going.
Well, they're always comfortable too. We have to sleep on pillows. They don't have to sleep on anything. They have water around them.
Yeah, that's crazy too. They just fall asleep just standing.
How about this? This is another thing that annoys me.
Yeah.
Why were women born with vaginas? Understand? Hang on. Let me go through this again.
Yeah.
Why do I need to get food? Why do I have to get food from the earth?
Right.
I'm from the earth.
Right.
Why couldn't I have just been born with a thing that food comes right on me?
Right. Why am I not made of oranges?
Yeah. Why do I have to get food from somewhere else? Why do I have to have sex with a woman? Why is there two separate things?
You know, he did a lot of
One
things
thing.
right and a lot of things wrong.
What did he do right? Name one thing he did right.
Some stuff's pretty great.
Who?
I
God?
like looking
Yeah.
at a mountain.
Well,
that's nice.
If that's what you choose to believe, and I'm not going to weigh in one way or another, I personally don't know what the situation is.
Yeah.
But if you,
I'm saying if there's a God,
Let's
if
say
you
for the
choose-
sake of this that
for the
there
sake
is
of
one.
this, there's a God.
Yeah.
Well, then he did everything right because it works. You know, we
No.
exist. Yeah, we exist.
we
We're
don't
alive.
we don't work. We die
Yeah, but you're not supposed to live forever.
because God fucked up.
You think the
But
ideal thing would be to live forever?
Live forever and always
I-
be happy.
I don't think living forever would be great.
That's because you're only used to dying.
I would certainly live. I would certainly
I'm
live
only used
forever.
to living.
Yes,
I would love to live forever.
forever.
But you don't know
No,
what
not
God's
me.
goal was. If we're saying there's a God, he may not have your best interest in mind. His experiment may have just been, let me just create a thing where I can keep some things alive for a while.
was an experiment. See, God in the eyes of people who make God is perfect. So there was no. He did whatever he did was perfect. Meaning, also, I feel this. God doesn't have free will. Check this. If you can't make mistakes, then you don't have a choice. You can't. You can only make the perfect decision every time.
But what if perfection is defined by what God does? In other words, he has a choice, but whichever way he chooses then is the definition of perfection.
Yeah, but see, that's I don't know because
This
that's,
is like Greece in the 50s. That's great. A day at the salon.
The 50s.
the 1950s.
What? Yeah, I mean, no, not really.
Like
you know.
what do you mean, like Aristotle time? Or do
Yeah,
you mean
yeah,
like
yeah. But
the
I'm
movie
just,
Grease.
You know, I'm just fucking around.
No, that was fun.
Now, if I could jump in before we continue, just to backtrack for 1 second. So dolphins, both dolphins and whales, several reasons they can't live on land. They overheat very easily. They need the water to stay cool.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah,
also
that's right. You get a hot body, you got to put them in the ocean.
they become dehydrated.
Good move on God.
They
with that
become
one.
dehydrated, and they also their bodies are built such that they need the weightlessness of water.
Uh-huh.
So when they come on land and they're then carrying their own body weight on gravity and on the land, it becomes difficult for them to breathe. Blood flow
Wow.
gets hard. But they said
Yeah.
the primary reason a stranded dolphin dies is from overheating.
Man.
Overheated.
Space is our air for a dolphin. You know? Once we get to the top, that's when we hit space, outer space. That's our, like for a fish getting out of water, that's our out of water.
But it's different. We have no
means.
we have no
of-
ability to hang out up there.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what
Like
I'm saying.
they
Like a
can hang
fish.
out right
No, I mean
at
like
the
a
top.
fish.
Well,
Well, we-
fish can hang out right at the top of
Yeah.
the ocean. We can't hang
We
out
can't
at
just
the top
hover.
of the atmosphere.
Airplanes.
We also have no
True.
means. Yeah. Well, I guess you could make a case for that. I was going to say we have no inherent means to get up there. Like dolphins could just go up, but
Go up.
But we have our brains, and our brains invented an airplane, so that's like
Well, all right, I'll say
Fine.
not us, birds.
fine with
A
it.
bird can go as high as he wants,
Sure.
and then too much is too high. He starts to die.
right.
Remember that. Too much is too high, then you start to die. It's a parable I like to live by.
Well, your parables, it's interesting that
Afro Man also.
you create all these parables, and oftentimes they're a simpler retelling of a known parable. Like that's what you just said. Too much is too high, then you die. I mean, that's
Is that a parable? I don't
who's
even know
the guy
what a
that
parable
flew too
is,
close
really.
to the sun?
Pegasus.
No.
Icarus.
Icarus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kid Icarus.
you just
One of the Isis.
you just made up. That's essentially the Icarus thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure. But that was a rhyme. Mine rhymed.
Yours is better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Now, do you
for a
guys
new generation.
do you guys
Yeah,
know
the choice of a new generation.
Do you guys know Alex the Parrot?
No.
Get into Alex the Parrot. Fortunately he passed. He was taken from us too soon.
Parrots live long.
Yeah, well, Alex died in his 30s, which is actually pretty young for parrots. Live 60, 70 years, 80 years sometimes. But Alex the Parrot, some people argue, is the smartest animal that ever lived. Some people
Smarter than humans.
No, it's the smartest non-human animal. Excuse me.
Okay.
Some people argue he's smarter than any primate they've
Monkey.
studied. Yeah, Alex is the only known animal to ask a existential question. In other words, some primates have asked for like, me want food, but Alex is the only one who's asked a question related to his existence, which is he asked, what color am I? And that's the only known case of an animal
having consciousness.
having an existential question. Well, that's some people argue, because you can watch YouTube videos of him. I mean, he's a genius. But some people argue that his trainer was giving him sort of cues, that she sort of led him to answers and stuff like that. Some people argue that he wasn't as smart. But, I mean, it's crazy. Like, so you could they would put out like a tray, and there'd be like 30 plastic toys on it, all different colors, all different shapes, and you could say like, Alex, how many blue circles? And there'd be like 30 things, and he'd just be like 4. He'd know, he could pick out the blue circle.
Man,
wow.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Pretty
This
good.
has got to happen, because then you could talk to more things.
Saddest part about Alex. I interrupt you. Go ahead.
No,
please.
go ahead.
Well, his last words were. Let me look it up. I believe his last words are because every night to his trainer he would say, "Good night, Alex. Love you. You be good." To his trainer, and then he died that night.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Good night,
that's really
Alex.
sad.
Love you.
That's
You
so
be
sad.
good.
That's sad. Yeah, that's why I wish once this starts happening, you know what I mean, with birds and dogs and stuff like that, then we got more people to talk to. I'll be very happy about this.
That's the thing.
When I could get a cat when I'm older and I'm not a weirdo. We're hanging out now.
Yeah. I think evolution eventually will get to a point where every animal has evolved.
Right.
So millions of years from now, if we don't blow the world up, we're going to have walking around tigers carrying ninja swords.
Right, in job interviews.
Doing their own, talking to you about their own religion, being like, you're offending me. Stop it.
Yeah.
Here's Alex answering some questions.
Okay, Alex, look what I got for you. Hey, look. Look at all these neat toys. Look. Hey, look, can you tell me, on the tray, how many green block? Green block. Good parrot. 2 green block. 2. Good
Splocks.
parrot. One of the things Alex...
Let me get another.
2 blocks.
Let me hear him talk a little more because he's fun listening to.
I got a question.
Fire away.
Good birdie. I want corn. Soft corn. Soft corn. Good parrot. We've got
Wow.
rock corn, that's dried corn, and we've got soft corn, too. Cold. It's
Cool.
cold, yes, it's cold. It's from the refrigerator. Go pick up corn. Well, no.
He dropped corn on the ground and told the lady, "Go pick up corn."
I can tell you what matter objects were made of.
That's crazy.
Oh, boy. What matter?
What matter, Alex?
What?
He just knew that was wood. He's a genius.
I get upset.
He's not a genius. I know all that
they're
stuff.
not. yeah. I get upset that's not on the news every night. Do you know what I mean?
He died.
Yeah.
I'm hearing about whatever brush fires or this or that. I guess
Climate
that's important.
change.
You live in the area, but I get mad. Like I'm like, whatever. I didn't know about this ever. Like a parrot that is on the verge of self-aware that he's like living on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need to do one of those IFL science things. I fucking love science. Where every day they'd be like, "Oh, we're inventing force fields." That's the thing I read that on Facebook that they've invented force fields.
Right. What's IFL?
I fucking love science.
Oh, is that? It's like a VH1 show, but with like science.
No, I'm saying they should have that show.
I think
it's
they
a
do.
thing on Facebook.
Oh, really? Dude, I think there's like a sci-fi show or something like that. It's like a talking head show.
Yeah.
Where they have like astronomers on that are like dressed in like,
Good.
cool shirts and stuff like that, and they're just like, magnetic fields are a lot like the Chicago Cubs. Like they try to like explain it in terms that everyone will understand.
I love that. Like
yeah,
Cosmos.
Yeah, I think they have a show like that.
I'd watch it. I got another philosophical
On the
question
heels
for you
of
guys.
like, Cosmos.
If you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm
Fire
always
away.
ready.
This is one I posed to Anthony before. Not sure if I posed this to you. People get mad because they can't even understand what I'm trying to say. Makes me mad.
They get people get furious.
No, because they think they have the answer and it's so simple. And I'm like, you don't understand the question.
Right.
You're too much of a pea-brained idiot.
Okay, go on.
Now I don't think you guys. I think you guys are right at the next level of philosophy and brain. So I think you'll.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a clone. I clone myself. Exact me. Everything. Exact cells.
Yeah.
Exact DNA. Then has all of my memories up until the moment I die. So as soon as I die, clone switches on with every moment memory up to that.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, he'll be making all the same life decisions because he has all the same thing. He's got the same DNA, the nature, and the same nurture. He's got both.
Yeah.
So as soon as I die, he kicks on. What makes him not me?
Well, I'll tell you what you are asking.
Is an age-old.
Is the age-old
Sure.
philosophical
Ship.
debate, and you've put it into a practical.
Yeah.
You've put it into you've made the problem into a word problem that's practical and easy to understand. But essentially, it boils down to what you're asking is, what is the human soul?
What is
Right.
the soul?
Right.
Yes.
What is consciousness?
And that's
what is
right.
that thing? The understanding of what is that?
You're asking the oldest philosophical debate there is, and to me, the answer is, the answer is in the question. It's that wouldn't be you. You said it. You'd be gone. So I don't know what a soul is.
Yeah.
But whatever it
Is there-
that's the answer. That person wouldn't have your soul. You wouldn't be the pilot of that ship. It would be an
Oh, yes, it's that
identical
ship.
You know, to me,
All
the
the
soul.
parts, everything's there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
soul
agree.
is almost the pilot of the ship. That ship has been everywhere you've been, but
He'll answer
you're
the
not
same-
driving the ship.
He'll even answer questions the way I would answer questions. But so then I'm saying and then this is the age-old philosophy of the wooden ship. They say so if I'm a human and my arm gets cut off,
Yeah.
and you give me amputate my arm,
Yeah.
then you amputate my other arm, then you start amputating my entire body up until parts of my brain. At what part of my brain is that thing different? Have I
that's what we-
become a new person?
Well, that's what we don't know. That's
Yeah.
what everyone's been struggling
That's why I'm
with.
asking you guys. You're the smartest guys I know.
Yeah.
You know, is there something else? Maybe there isn't anything else.
Well, that's I think to me, because I'm a cynic, I'm a skeptic, and I have a hard time believing in God, and that's the only thing that allows me some hope for an afterworld or something greater, or reincarnation or something like that. Is that we cannot scientifically find consciousness. We can't
Yeah.
find the soul.
Yeah.
You know, is
Yet.
it just this conglomeration of cells? You know,
Yeah.
Is it that okay? You are the unique interaction between the cells that grew and made your brain, and plus your experiences.
Yeah.
That's you. And if that's your answer, then your question, I think somebody.
But maybe there is no me. Maybe there is none of that thing.
Well, I think somebody would answer your question if they believed that. If they believed you are just an organic thing that's just the interaction of the cells in your brain, they would say to your query, to your original problem, they would say that problem doesn't address anything because it's impossible. In other words, because there would never be this clone you're describing. It's impossible. That clone wouldn't have your experiences, your memories.
Well, you can build that. We're pretty close to that, I think. We get a couple megabytes going. Well, hear me explain this now. Now that's, but yeah, I all right. Saying that thing is possible because now here's the thing I'm going to say is that there is no thing. It's just we imagine it. So that guy wakes up. He's me. Now he is everything I was. But me dying, that was never really a thing. That idea of there being a thing doesn't exist.
Well, but here's where
It's just the chemical. It's just all your brain.
But here's where
making this illusion.
But here's where the illusion becomes a reality. You are seeing through your eyes right now.
Yeah.
You're looking at me. You're seeing through your eyes. So what you're saying possibly is if that's just an illusion, would you then be that guy seeing through his eyes? Like something is in there. Something is observing and feeling and being a part of it. Is that just nothing?
Maybe like a machine that you push play and it plays. That breaks. You have a new one. Push play. It's maybe it's just that brain is. It's just the machinery thinking it's a thing. I don't know. I'm just first now touching this now for the first time as we. This is a breaking philosophy.
This is breaking. This is
on the
heavy
on the Rad
duty.
Dudecast. I never really come to this idea before of the idea that maybe nothing. It is nothing. Maybe it is just our brains playing a trick on us, believing that there is. It could just be we are powerless. Well, who's riding that car? If someone's looking out the windows, but the car's going all the way, someone's looking at the way. We're looking at the windows. Who's looking at the windows?
Right.
Fuck, I don't know. I think I incorrect myself. I don't know. Now I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
Nothing is anything.
I'm scared of dying.
Yeah.
I'm scared of dying. Are you scared of dying?
Yeah.
I think more out of like.
Not scared.
I just am scared of not being here. It's just it's not even that great, but it's just something to do.
I get freaked out too. I get freaked out when I look at things that I know will be here forever when I won't.
Yeah.
Like if I go to a park or whatever and I see, the river or a tree or something like that or the dirt, and I'll just be like, well, that's all still going to be here when I'm gone.
Yeah.
That I don't know why that freaks me out.
The new they're going to keep making these comic book movies, and people are dying and not seeing them.
Right.
You're 80 years old. You've been waiting to see Avengers. It comes out next month. You're going to die. You're not going to see it.
You're right.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and is living forever in the mind of people, is that worth anything? Like, I was thinking today, it's like, does good and evil even matter? Like, look at, for instance, the ultimate example of evil, Adolf Hitler, right?
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler, like, everyone he killed would be close to being dead already anyway. Yeah. It almost didn't matter. But he is still alive because, not still alive, but he's still existing because everyone knows who he is. You know what I mean? It's like at some point.
That doesn't mean anything to him because he's dead.
Right. That's right. It doesn't mean anything. But it's like in the grand scheme of things, you start to realize like, oh, here's the most evil person that ever lived, the worst person that ever lived, pretty much inarguably. I mean, he killed that many people.
Well, we could play a game now called Justifying Hitler.
I'd rather not.
No, I mean,
Where's the end of this, Brendan?
Sorry.
There's no end, really. It's just like...
Not the end, but...
It's just like... Yeah, that's the most evil, terrible person there ever was. And really, he didn't even make a dent. You know? Like, yeah, it fucked up a couple generations, but after that, everything evens out.
Right.
I don't know what my point is. I guess that's the problem with philosophy.
I don't know.
It just brings up more and more weird...
More questions, but
yeah.
it's great. But that's the thing is that what I'm saying justifying Hitler, I'm not trying to say it like as a joke, but genuinely, human life, if you're a real deal atheist, like which I think I am, or I'm agnostic, but either way, I digress. Life doesn't matter. Nothing matters. When it all comes down to it, like we're on this rock, we're inert, we're on a planet that means nothing to anything. Nothing means anything. I told you, I used to do a joke about this, but life matters to me if when it dies, if it will affect the people around it. So if I die, if I kill myself, it's only bad because you'll be upset and you'll be upset. That sucks. But if you're a guy on an island who no one knew was born and you kill yourself, what does it matter? Why does it matter at all? Why would any be upset about that? That life doesn't matter. It's having no impact on anyone else and itself. And if he truly wanted to die, then he died. And if he didn't want to die and he died, that still doesn't matter because he's dead.
Well, we talked about yesterday, there's two ways of looking at how insignificant we are, right?
Yeah.
And so you can choose to look at it in these two ways, and this is what we talked about. I don't know if this is right or wrong, but so A, you can look at it like, I'm a speck. I'm a microscopic speck, smaller than a microscopic speck. I'm invisible. I'm nothing on the timeline of the universe.
Yeah.
I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Literally insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's viewpoint A.
Yeah.
Viewpoint B would be I am a microscopic speck on the grand timeline of the universe. That timeline is made up of a collection of microscopic specks.
Yeah.
You're part of building that universe. In other words, you're a brick in and I told you this yesterday, you're a brick in the biggest, grandest palace that's ever been built. Now, you're just one brick, but if there were no bricks, there would be no palace. In other words, you can
But
look
I don't
at
even
it.
think the palace matters. We have this giant palace. Well, for what? What does a palace even matter? Here's the thing, though, but I find comfort. I think I cut you off. I'm sorry. A palace doesn't matter. Nothing matters, and that is the most comforting thing to me in the world. To know that I'm not waiting to be tested. There's no guy being like, oh, you did a good job, you can get in, you can't. That means that I can just live my entire life for myself. I can just, not like in a selfish way, but in a way of like, oh, I can just be happy and not make a lot of money or not try to do these things and not worry about, am I following the word of God? Just do what I think is right. And that, to me, is way more comforting. Because I don't know, you say there's this big building that we're building, but even if it's a building, the building doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Nothing.
And there's nothing
matters.
Really, as far as we know, there's nothing big enough to see the building. You know what I mean? To see the entire building, because we're all, everything that's ever been, every dinosaur, plant, animal, person, speck of dust out in the solar system is just another piece of that building. Nothing's big enough to step away and look at it and use the building, unless, of course, this universe that we understand is being observed by something larger. You know what I mean? If there's something, a god or gods or an alien race that's created all of this that is on a far grander scale than we can imagine, that's observing this, and we're just for them. We're tools, or not even tools, just building materials in their either something they're doing or something they're using to entertain themselves.
Yeah. Well, to bring to Anthony's thing, which I always thought was great, and you can expand on this, we were super stoned on the mountain one time, and you explained to me that a bee will pollinate different flowers, but has no idea that that is his job, or that he's doing all these things.
Right.
We don't know what our
the
jobs
idea
are.
that like the bee doesn't know what it's doing. It's pollinating flower. It doesn't know that it has a purpose.
Yeah,
it's just
thinks
doing
it's
whatever
eating.
it's doing. It's just eating. So maybe we're doing the same. We have an advanced consciousness further than the bee, but we're asking a question we don't know the answer to because we don't know that our purpose. Like we're always like, what's our purpose? It's because it's like there is something greater than us that we serve a purpose to, and we just have no idea.
Right.
And
Like
that's
every
what
time
God-
we cry, their cars get fueled.
Well,
that's what my dad would explain, that the Christian God, Jesus' Father, is to us.
Is
And then we don't know what that purpose is, but that's, that's how they
That's
explain
like, I believe, no, I could be wrong, but I believe the book is, it's a Vonnegut book. I think it's Sirens of the Titans. I think that's the one. But where the end of the book, you essentially find out the entirety of human
Spoiler
development.
alert.
Yes,
Like
this is a big
spoilers.
spoiler, but although the book is probably 60 years old, so that's on you. But it is a pretty big spoiler. If you're in the midst of reading Sirens of the Titans, or Siren of the Titans, I'm not entirely sure. But
Slaughterhouse 5.
If
And
you're
I'm
in the midst of reading any book,
yeah, but I'm not even sure that's the Vonnegut book. It's one Vonnegut book. But anyway, the idea was, you find out at the end, the entirety of human civilization, from the beginning to the end, was all created by this alien race that was manipulating human beings from afar to send signals to this one stranded guy from their race who was on a moon, the moon Titan, which I think is a moon of Saturn or something like that. And so all of human development was just building structures that sort of mean something in their language.
right?
And it was all coming down to helping him, trying to explain to him how to get this one little part for his spaceship that was broken.
Right.
So
right.
all of human because
Right.
these beings, these aliens lived for millions and millions and millions of years, so like human development was nothing to them. So everything we thought was happening, all these grand things, were really just them manipulating us to spell out stuff to him. Like, yeah, just hold on a sec, we're sending it. Like,
Hilarious.
Just
We're ink in the marker.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
ink in the marker
Yeah.
of somebody just
Crazy.
writing a note, and
Yeah.
we think it's and I think the point of the book was like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. You
Yeah.
think it matters. You think it all matters. But it's all just this insignificant.
But that's the thing you have to keep telling yourself every day because you'll get sucked in.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Not,
Yeah.
But then the little
not that
things.
it's impossible, but it's extremely difficult because you have raw emotions attached to whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those emotions are affected one way or another. Like, you can tell yourself over and over again and it helps, but you will be affected. So it's really like a dance of being in and out of this like state of being like nothing matters and then being affected by something and then reminding yourself. I think that's why like the monks or whatever, I don't really know. I mean, this is like the monks, they just like, they live in a mountain and they bang on those cups or whatever they do. And it's just because like, they have to do that. I don't know if they lived in New York City, I don't know that they'd be able to maintain that tranquility.
Yeah.
Right. They need to be in a mountain and like, it's easy to be, in that sort of state when there's nothing bothering you.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I think you live and you pay rent and those things, and then like these guys will fucking crack.
Let me
Go ahead.
No, I have a new. I love that. I think that's great. You were about to say on it. Go ahead.
Oh no, I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, I just had this idea I wanted to kick out that came to me in a flash when he just said that.
Okay.
So I don't want to interrupt if you're.
Well, all I was going to
finishing on
say
that.
is all that this whole discussion reinforces for me what I think. I don't know what the purpose is, but what I think matters, which is that you start to worry, you start to talk about like the meaningless and the what's the purpose, all this, and you realize like, okay, the only things in this life that matter are what you can are what you can see and hear and feel in that moment, which means the only thing that's important is be nice to people around you.
Yeah.
Be a good guy so you're happy, they're happy. There's no beyond that, who gives a shit? But
Cash
it's like
your-
just
yeah,
have
cash-
these good moments. Build these good moments that you can feel good and be alive and happy in these moments, because that's all you have as far as you know.
I agree.
Maybe you have more, maybe you don't, but as far as you know, it's only what's in front of you. So just make it good.
Cash in your pre-order. Get the new Batman game. Have a good time with it.
But don't, if you go to cash in the pre-order, don't fucking ask him for another pre-order. Anyway, that's the end of that message,
Oh.
so subscribe.
Can I throw one more out there?
Yeah.
Stop me if you heard it. This is one of my favorites. This is why I came up with this one. 7th grade.
It's one of my favorites. I came up with it.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me. I think other people may have as well, but this is the one thing that I always think this was probably when I realized that I'm not an idiot when I thought about this. So think of this, right? You can't experience the present. You can never experience the present, right? We're all on board with that? Because by the time it gets to your brain, you're processing it, it's already the past.
Right.
Right.
So there is no such thing as the present.
Right.
There is no such thing as the future because you'll
Right.
never experience it.
Right.
So you can't really be convinced that it'll happen. The only thing you have is the past, is your memories. Now, how you experience the past is only a millionth, bajillionth of a second, because then it's over.
Right.
It's like, but gone. You're always
Yeah.
1 second behind. So what if that 1 millionth of a second that is right now,
Yeah.
gone
No,
now, it's gone now,
Yeah.
is just two molecules in space smash into each other, flash of a second, which is all of your memories forever, and you've never experienced life, you've never done anything, nothing has ever happened, nothing will ever happen. It was just this millionth of a second where two molecules exploded and created your memories that you experienced for that half a millionth of a second.
Right. And
Never
we've
such a
talked
life.
about that on the podcast
Have we?
before. That's fascinating to me because it could be. Because the truth is, and someone trying to argue that doesn't really understand what you're saying could say, no, because I remember what just happened. It's like, no. What Greg is saying is those memories are just created in this instant.
Yeah.
So it's never really happened and your future never really happened. Only the instant you're observing has ever happened.
Has ever happened.
In other words, what I just said. So when I'm saying, I'm saying pickle.
Pickle.
Okay, now that's gone. And that may never have happened. It may be an implanted memory that
Matrix.
happened in this moment, right?
Right.
You know, it's very interesting. That's a thing where it's like, yeah, who fucking knows?
Yeah, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
Oh, if we did a philosophy cast today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
So subscribe. That was really funny to bring that back.
Well, the other thing is like, then you get
we
into
doing?
like weird things where it's like, yeah, how do I know you exist? You know, how do I know this whole thing isn't just for me?
Yeah.
You know, I can't be inside your head.
This Oculus thing is fucked up. They're building that video game Oculus thing.
What if it's for two people and everyone's just hoping that they meet? You know what I mean?
What?
You know, like the Truman Show's for one person,
Yeah.
right? And it's like this guy doesn't know that.
Oh,
this
we're
whole
doing all
thing's
this just to
about
meet
him.
somebody else.
Yeah. What if it's for two people and the whole world is just like, I wonder if they're ever. You know what I mean? They're watching these two people and like the big show is when they meet.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Who the hell knows?
What was I going to say? I had a thing. What's the last thing I just said?
I don't know.
Before you,
It didn't exist, so it doesn't matter.
nothing matters. Oh, Oculus is coming out, right?
Oh yeah, what is that?
These virtual reality goggles you put on, just like you would imagine in anything.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to put that thing on him immediately. And then have him his whole life think he's in this fucking game. How do we know we're not doing that right now?
Well, that's rude to your
It is a
kid.
rude thing to do your kid. Hey, you take
Maybe
it off
do
his
that
go, how
with
rude.
the third kid or something.
Danny
Maybe
Tanner.
not
Yes.
come out of the gates with the first one like
Well,
that.
that's yeah.
You know, get a
I'm-
couple good ones going.
Where'd you get that jacket?
Oh, I don't know.
Sharp.
Christmas. We do one outfit a year. My mom does one outfit a year to make sure I look nice.
It's great.
This is one of them.
That's a great jacket.
Hey, thanks, man.
You gotta get more into that.
Well, he hasn't taken it off. He hasn't taken it off in 2 days.
Oh, here's a great move. You know, there's various moves to make your way up in the comedy world.
Uh-huh.
Here's a great move I witnessed last night. They're at Broadway Comedy Club, right? Guy comes in. Show hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Guy comes in, talks to the guy at the man, whoever, the guy at the desk taking tickets. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, what's up? I'm an open mic comic. What's up? My name's Mark, or whatever his name was, you know. And the guy's like, okay, like, you want to watch the show, or like, yeah, I'll go in there. And like, oh, okay. I mean, you can sit in the back. Like, it hasn't started yet. Guy goes in the showroom. Goes to the, you know the upstairs room at Broadway.
Yeah?
How there's the sound booth just kind of out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guy goes into the showroom, gets on the God mic,
No.
starts doing his act.
No.
Yeah, just asked to go in.
That's great.
Gets on the God mic at the sound booth, just starts doing an act. Guy runs it. What do you do? What do you do? No, I'm just having a little fun. I mean, it was
A
the
lot
best.
of fun. You're having a lot
Yeah.
of fun with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it was the best.
That's hilarious.
It's crazy that people just like what people think is the way to do it. Like,
But that's the thing, man. How do we know what's in their brains?
yeah,
Like, I think some people may just be lower forms of, like, oh, they have no
Yeah.
control of what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like, this man is programmed to fucking walk over and start
Yeah.
talking and thinks
Right.
that's okay.
I almost think his reasoning. I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm just having a little fun.
Having a little
Like,
fun.
I'm almost want to be like, yeah, you know what? You're right.
No, that's the thing.
You
It's
know?
like,
it's like,
oh, they weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
The show hadn't started, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's
Yeah,
like-
have a little fun.
yeah, have a little fun. I
I'll
don't
amp
know.
up this dead air.
Yeah.
Good for that guy.
I think it's a crazy move, but I'm also like, I don't know. It's kind of fun. You know, I don't know. Yeah.
I was going to play exclusive content. I'll play it for us next week. I recorded myself flipping out on somebody yesterday at the open mic. Really almost told the guy I was going to kill him.
Oh, play that.
Comic or who?
I don't think we can because I have to listen to it first because my joke up front is a little...
You don't have to play the joke up
Yeah.
front. Just play the
Yeah,
play
but
the end.
I'd have to get it ready.
Was it the a comic?
No, it's
So,
just like a guy
comic
that
up
might-
front was staring at me hard the whole time. And I'm like, hey, guys, let's just loosen up, have a good time. And he was staring at me like he wanted to, like, fight. And I'm like, no, man, don't. Just smile. Don't act like that. And he was like... And I'm like, now you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
And he was like thinking like he was going to scare me with his eyes.
Who was he?
Nobody
We don't
knows.
name it, yeah.
So I told him, I was like, you're going to fail at life. You're a failure. Look, fuck your khakis, is what I told him.
Oh, he was wearing khakis. That's
Yeah.
what-
Yeah,
Best
that's
Buy
Greg's
outfit.
good closer.
Yeah.
Fuck your khakis.
Where was this at?
Is that the creek?
Creek upstairs, Mike.
Upstairs. They're doing mics upstairs
They
again?
did one, and it was a failure.
There's a Planned Parenthood thing downstairs, so they did it upstairs.
I don't understand the Planned Parenthood thing. It's such a weird way to say it. It's because you can get like a bunch of abortions there, which is fine. But it's like, Planned Parenthood. Like, you didn't plan it. Like by the name, it sounds like, like planning. Like, you'd go there to be like, I'm going to have a baby in 2 years, and here's we're going to help you get there. It's like, no.
Right, you think it should be like Unplanned
Yeah,
Parenthood.
it should be like Unplanned Parenthood.
Right.
Here's some condoms.
No, because they're in the name is what they're for. They're for Planned Parenthood. So they'll help you avoid unplanned parenthood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they do a whole slew of things.
Yeah, they do a whole
They do more than just like abortions.
Yeah.
They do a number
Condoms,
of different things.
and get me checked for herpes. That's what they should be called: herpes, abortions, and condoms. Free if you've got insurance. Free. They give it for you free or sliding scale.
But listen. Listen, in case our name is misleading you, we're not going to give you the herpes for free.
yeah.
We'll check you for it.
We'll charge you for herp. What do you say? I think we did good, and our brain is burned. My brain's burned. Do you want to? We got 5 minutes. You guys want to cook?
Let me see. Anyone got any plugs? Let me see, because this is going to
got
come out the
plugs. I get so
21st.
confused.
The 21st. So just look in your calendar after the 21st.
What if on the 21st they have already figured out the questions we just asked?
That'd be
They
great.
were just a bunch of idiots.
We'll look like some
come on.
schmucks.
Weren't they listening? We know about consciousness now.
So I think I don't know.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, I got a
I
bunch of bar
forget.
shows. I'm not going to really plug them, but
When is this coming out?
Next
the
Tuesday.
25th, 21st, Tuesday the 21st.
All right, so
a
I'll
week
be
from today.
I think the bar's called Hope in Newport, Rhode Island. The Friday night, the 24th,
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, nice.
and the 25th, some show in Lacey Township. So if you're somebody who lives in Lacey Township in New Jersey,
Look into it.
featuring for Kevin Brennan. So
Really?
get
Oh,
out
that's
there.
great.
Where'd that come from? That's crazy. We'll talk after
Joel.
the show.
Yeah,
Joel?
yeah.
Soul Joel?
Soul, the old soul.
Good for him.
Oh, I do have a plug. Check out my new website, BrendanAyre.com. BrendanEyre.com.
And I'll just finish up. Are you got one other one?
No.
I'm hosting tonight at Stand Up, the 21st. Tomorrow is Earth Day, so recycle.
Yeah.
And Stand Up at the 23rd, Thursday. I'll be there. So I have some other things, but that's it. I just wanted to do the Earth Day thing. I thought that was fun.
That's great.
All right.
All right. Thank
Goodbye.
you. I think you're still.
Yep. No, we didn't.
No, you're still doing it.
And
Oh, are you waiting?
We're still going.
It seems like he's still going. I don't
Oh.
know what he's doing.
I don't know.